What is going on, you guys? It is Matty here, and today I'm bringing you a little vlog about Fallout 4. Now, before anything, be sure to check out the link in the description to my previous video. It is another Fallout 4 video, and as you can tell, we've had a slew of Fallout 4 information to talk about, and a lot more rumors still circulating that I will be discussing later into next week. So that's always awesome. And the reason I'm vlogging right now is so you can see the expression on my face and just kind of how I'm feeling right now, and that's upset and pissed off. Because basically, the latest rumor that has rised is that Fallout 4 is going to be an MMO, and this is all caused by a greedy statement from Machinima, and this isn't the first time they've done something stupid like this, so I'm going to express my honest opinion and concerns about that company alone later on in the video, but right now I think I need to do my parts and hopefully adjust this community back to where it was, because this is already a topic that is spiraling out of control, and making up false rumors is not the smartest thing to do. So I got a list right here of stuff I want to discuss that was covered in Machinima's latest news video, saying that Fallout 4 quote might be an MMO, and basically push it back in their face and being completely honest with you guys that they were kind of BSing you. So, this all spun off of the Nuka-Cola trademarking. If you did not know, there were 4 trademarks, or 3, submitted for the Nuka-Cola name, and one of them was an entertainment service trademark. And Machinima's idea for this, and I'm all for theorizing, you guys know me, I theorize, it's fine, but to feed it like it's actually going to happen, like they're being dead serious, like this is it. They said that an entertainment service trademark for Nuka-Cola means that it's probably a side story, Fallout Nuka-Cola, similar to something like Borderlands, the prequel. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it when they said that. No comment. That doesn't make sense at all. A Nuka-Cola side story on what? That doesn't work. If you've watched my Nuka-Cola lore video, if you've read on the Fallout Wiki, the Nuka-Cola, there's no story behind it. It's an interesting story on how it became developed, but there's no universe or anything. It doesn't make sense. It's like, why would you say that? There was a trademark for Nuka-Cola being an online service. Their theory here was that basically this is a service similar to Origin or Uplay, and while it made sense, I mean, how many games of Bethesda are online? This is what I'm saying. This is just stuff that doesn't make sense, and why are you speaking if it doesn't make sense? Also, if this is true, let's say they are right, let's give them the benefit of the doubt, say they are right, then this just means that Bethesda doesn't listen to the community, because the amount of people that complain about Uplay and Origin each day is ridiculous, because people just want everything to go through Steam, which is completely reasonable. Back to Fallout 4 being an MMO, Machinima also claimed that the only way to make this game bigger than Fallout 3 is to make it an MMO. But clearly, they seem to have forgotten about these brand new shiny systems that a lot of us purchased, millions of us have purchased, called the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Also, some of us have already owned a nice, beautiful PC to run games that are much bigger. So I'm pretty sure that the workaround of it being an MMO, is the only way it can be bigger, is obviously out of the picture, especially since if Bethesda, like it does many times, repeats history, will have its brand new next-gen game out by next year in March or something like that, or end of this year. Usually they release within the first year and a half of the new system launches, and you can go ahead and look up their game history. I've covered this in the past. A lot of you have probably seen this video. Anyways, staying on topic with the MMO, this is clear business suicide for Bethesda. I've said this a million times. No one seems to get it, and I'm not mad at you guys for believing Machinima. I'll get into that in a little bit, but no one seems to get this, that if you have Elder Scrolls and Fallout, your 2 biggest titles that have entered your studio. Elder Scrolls started from the bottom, brought you all the way to the top, and that's what really saved your company, starting with Morrowind, and Fallout to really just, you know, bring in a different type of game into your studio, and now these are your juggernauts. Having them fight against each other in an online thing and having people pick between either Elder Scrolls for your subscription service or Fallout for your subscription service is just not smart. It doesn't make sense paying $15 a month for a Elder Scrolls game and $15 a month for a Fallout game. It would just kill their business. No one would probably play either game, because they're like, you know what, I'm done paying money for these games. I just want an actual Fallout game, or I just want an actual Elder Scrolls game. What does make sense is letting ESO run its course, see how it does, make Fallout 4 the game that everyone wants it to be, the next-gen, awesome, big world with all this adjustments that we have come up with in the Fallout 4 wish list, aka not an MMO. And if ESO is successful enough, then by all means give a Fallout and MMO a shot to another studio such as Battlecry, because people are saying that with Bethesda acquiring Battlecry Studios, or starting up this brand new studio, that and they're an MMO online only studio, that they're taking the reins on a Fallout MMO. And MMO takes years to develop, like 5 years usually. It is 2014, so whatever Bethesda is working on, if they're doing the same thing that they did with Skyrim, where they're releasing their big single-player series, and then a few years down the line there will be a MMO, because that's been in development for a while. That's very well possible. Anyways, moving on. An MMO, or hell, even co-op, people don't seem to get that this would also just break the Fallout experience. And in an interview with Pete Hines during, what was it? It was a Wolfenstein New Order preview on GameSpot. There was a point where they were asking if there was going to be multiplayer in Wolfenstein, and Pete Hines said word for word. Actually, here, I'll play the clip for you guys right now, so go ahead and watch.
You know, get over perceptions from audience.
I think for a lot of other publishers that would probably be a trickier question to answer, but Bethesda stands defiantly in support of single-player stuff. Fallout 3, Skyrim, Dishonored, Evil Within, Wolfenstein. We believe if multiplayer fits and it's part of what you're trying to create, you should absolutely do it. But if it's not, for God's sake, leave it out. Stop shoehorning multiplayer into stuff that has no business being there.
Okay, so as you can see there, he expresses his concerns pretty loudly that if a game is a core single-player experience that doesn't need people, a big multiplayer service in its force, then it shouldn't happen. And Elder Scrolls is a game that I personally thought can work with an online service, and it is. It's a thriving world. It's not like a world that's completely destroyed like in Fallout, where you're usually like the only person traversing these wastelands. So it just doesn't make sense. So I said later, or earlier in the video, that later on I'd get into why I don't blame you guys for believing Machinima. Machinima is a big company, and big companies don't usually feed BS into a community because you have a lot online, you're a big community, you have a reputation, and you know, usually when you do this type of stuff, you get nailed for it right away, and people call you out on it. But this is one of the very, very, very few times I've seen it not happen before, and you know, it just really fortifies that Machinima is all about bringing you in, taking your view, getting your money for that view, and that's it. And I understand it's a business. Don't get me wrong. I understand it's a business. But you got to draw the line somewhere, tell the truth, and if it's not news that's worth making up false theories about, then don't waste people's time. Don't spiral an entire community out of control with your false claims, because you have 11 million plus subs. You know a lot of people see your videos. Don't lie to a community that's very anxious for a game, because they will bite on anything. So that's why I'm not saying I'm the end-all be-all. I'm by far not a perfect channel, but that's why when you come here, I just give you guys honest opinions. I give you plausible theories. I don't say that Nuka-Cola is an online service and that Nuka-Cola side story is coming. No. So that's the video. I hope you guys are clear in the head now and you understand everything that's going on, and just kind of how the business perspective of it is. I'm obviously not a big marketer, but it is common sense to a degree, and it doesn't take a genius to figure out that if you have your biggest two games fighting against each other, that's just not smart. That's just not smart. And don't get me wrong, at first I was one of those people who wanted co-op in Fallout, but you got to realize that it's an experience breaker. Pete Hines, you just saw, is pretty strong on the fact that single-player games that are single-player experiences don't really need an online component. So yes, like I said, hope your guys' heads are clean. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, keep my discount codes in mind. Other than that, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.